Hello and welcome to Life Less Ordinary. This afternoon, what we are going to try and do very quickly before the bad weather starts setting in is plant out our sunflower seedlings that we have been working on germinating and growing without them getting too leggy. So now is a good time to put them out. And what we're going to use is obviously the sunflower seedlings, the Curly's compost, similar to what we used for planting out the zinnias out the front, and then we're going to use some sugarcane mulch just to help protect the seedlings, and to give it a little bit, help it to retain some moisture as it is growing. So we do already have probably a 4-metre row of common sunflowers down in the garden down the back, and they're in 2 rows side by side. But I am conscious that I don't want to take up too much of my raised garden beds with all these wonderful sunflowers. And if you don't know this about me, I actually really love sunflowers. Started out growing just the giant Russians, and have delved into other varieties like Moonwalker and Prado, Evening Sun. Sunflowers that won't just have that one head, which is magnificent, or with the giant Russian, the really massive one, but these other ones, and Royal as well is another one. These are all multi-headed, so you get more bang for your buck, really, you know, and for the space. So instead of just having the one sunflower, you get lots of smaller ones that are actually really good for cut flowers, to bring them inside, and they're just really nice to walk past and see them. So that's what we're planting out, and we're going to plant them in this new area that we had mulched last week, or the week ago, 2 weeks ago. I haven't got any intentions of planting anything bigger in there just yet, so I thought, why not use that space for these sunflowers. It would make a nice pathway to have sunflowers on either side of us as we're walking, and lots of cut flowers for inside. So that's what we're going to do now. So what we've done is we've made little holes at equal intervals across, and planted the shorter varieties of sunflowers, which, what did you say these were, cells? Evening Sun. So putting these along the edge, and then we'll do another row further back. We've just added into the hole the Curly's compost, and then put on top the sugarcane mulch, and we've timed this quite well because it is meant to rain this afternoon. So while we have dampened a little bit, we'll let nature do the rest of the job for us.
Bob who? Bob you.
So we've finished planting the sunflowers up here. What we're going to do is come and plant particularly the giant Russian ones, because they do grow so tall, up to 2 metres, if not taller, if they've got good something to train up and be tied to. So what I'm going to do is make the use of the espaliering that we have put in down here for the pears and the plums that are on the front of this garden area. But because they're new fruit trees, they're not going to have a huge amount of growth on them. So what I'm going to do is plant these giant Russian sunflowers along the espaliering here. That way I've got something to tie them to, and it will just fill out the growth along this area. So as you can see, it's fairly sparse because of those 3 fruit trees there. They're the pears, and then on this side we have the damson plum, and then 2 other plums along there. So there's not much growth there. So what we're going to do is just plant these giant Russians along of here and be able to tie them to have support from these wires, and that will just help them to grow a lot taller, and they will look fairly magnificent as you're walking down from the house, or even as you're up at the house and looking down and seeing these giant Russian sunflower heads. That's what it's all about. Anyway, we're going to plant those out, and at the same time I do have some mini cucumbers that I'm going to plant in these 2 garden beds here. Last season I had the Tromboncino zucchinis in here. I try not to do the same thing in the same bed, so we have amended the soil in these, so there's lots of good nutrients in there, lots of good compost. So I'm feeling safe about putting the cucumbers in there, so that they can train up the Rio, and we can get lots of lovely little cucumbers, which the kids do really like snacking on. So we're going to do both of those things very quickly. And I was just going to say before the rain starts, but I've got blue sky over there as well, so I don't know what's going on. It does smell like rain, so I'm going by that instinct and planting these out, hoping that it will rain. So all we're doing is going equidistance between the trees that are here, somewhat close enough to the espaliering so that we can then, as it grows, tie it up, digging deep enough, dumping in a bucket full of the compost, putting in our seedling, okay, and then putting lots of sugarcane mulch around it. Yep, and voila, that's what we're doing all the way along. So we've planted all of the sunflowers along the side. Say hello, Trin.
Hi.
And then what we're doing now is planting these cucumbers in here. So we'll do 4 on each side.
Baby bird.
What is it?
Baby bird.
No, it's not a bird.
You sure?
That looks like a head of a mouse.
Yeah, it's got whiskers.
Yeah. Lovely.
Blech. Does that mean we've got foxes?
No, I don't know.
Isn't
But
that might be birds?
Cannibals.
Maybe.
might have been foxes. Anyway, it's dead, so it's not eating my fruit and vegetables or annoying our animals, our chickens. So we have successfully planted the sunflowers and planted the cucumbers in these garden beds here. Just done a little bit of a tidy up, and I'm really pleased with how we've been able to do that in such a short time. I'm talking half an hour between the sunflowers up the top, sunflowers along here, and the zucchinis here. It does help that I have a number of helpers, willing in this case. But I am really looking forward to these wonderful sunflowers in particular in another 12 weeks or so. Really looking forward to it, and you will get to see those as they grow and be able to enjoy them as well. So thank you for joining us as we live our life less ordinary.